Hello, my name is Mariana, and this is a reading today for Pisces. So Pisces, as usual, as always, I'm doing a reading with my own tarot deck, so the cards that you see are from this deck. And so Pisces, you're reading straight from the very first card. I have the sensation that is this continuation from yesterday's reading that I did for Aquarius. Just because the similarity in the first card and also the message that came for Aquarius, that was all about this windstorm that they were they have been preparing for, that I want to say, right? Because they were reaching out for some sort of source of inspiration that was coming through as the symbol of a tree that was showing this strength, perhaps strength of character, but this ability to be resilient and go through radical changes or drastic changes, and seeing that reference, it's like they were going through that test themselves now so that they could grow to become this strong tree as well. And so for you, Pisces, I feel like this is your moment of being this seed or this seedling. It's actually how I'm hearing this with the first card, which is the Page of Wands. So the connection here is this wand suit, right? The wand symbol, because Aquarius started the reading with the Ace of Wands, and that was, the thing, the person, the element, the symbol that was, this high reference of steadiness, but also of like inspiration and creativity for Aquarius, right? What they were, seeking out to find whenever they needed. And so you are carrying this with you. It's almost like you're this, and it's interesting because I feel like it's happening in your reading as well. And I'm not sure exactly what this is leading towards, because I don't feel like the message is complete here with this idea that it's just slightly coming through. It's like it's beginning to be delivered, right? And it started yesterday in Aquarius. So it's about being the one who's going to carry the seed, or being the seed, being the seedling, which means you, Pisces, now as Aquarius in their own special, unique ways, you now are going to walk your own journey, but carrying something that you have gathered, that you have learned from, that you have, just watched a lot, and now it's within you, right? It's like that piece of inspiration or creative zest or some sort of motivation, perhaps, right? That is within you, and that it's almost like you are carrying it for a reason, right? It's almost like that you have, maybe you have to take it somewhere because the World card, it's like the last card here in your reading, or maybe it's just the journey itself, right? It's not so much about the destination or the end goal. It's more about making this journey, going on this path, but it's like taking the steps yourself, right? It's like it's time, actually, with the Judgment card coming next. It's like it's time that you take your own footsteps. It's like, because there's something about the footsteps leaving a footprint, right? And this is where it gets a little bit not so clear, at least for me as a reader, because when this Page of Cups came next, the first feeling that I had was, this is another person. This is somebody else that is going through a similar situation as you are, Pisces, and they resonate in a way that is similar to yours, that they are carrying something within their heart, within their being, within their soul, however they want to see it, or you want to see it, that is very near and dear to them. It's like it's very special, it's meaningful. And I would say it's like it's meaningful to you too. Whatever it is that you're carrying, it's like, you know, these symbols inside this being, right, inside this condition of being a page, it feels like just the beginning of this journey, right? It feels like, and you know, it's interesting because for Aquarius, there was this windstorm that was just arriving, right? But it didn't feel like, I couldn't see the end of it yet. And that's the interesting thing for you too. I'm not seeing necessarily a windstorm. I'm seeing things getting rough, okay? I have to be completely honest here, but I'm going to show you later on, just not to, you know, scare you prematurely, let's say. But there is something that you are motivated, that you are inspired, that you are enthusiastic about, right? There is, it's almost like, even though there could be some sort of, not insecurity, but just perhaps knowing very little, right? But the peace that you have inside of you is exactly the piece of motivation that it's needed to start this path, just because there is this big push, right? I'm seeing this as almost like this big push from the universe. It's almost like it's going to become so loud. And it's interesting because in the extended for Aquarius, this noise, this like perhaps like the chaos becoming so loud, right? That was like the only thing that was possible for Aquarius to do at that moment, was to be still. And whenever things cool down or, you know, slow down, you know, the wind would slow down, then they could move even like a little bit, right? And for you, I feel like there's also like this noise, but it's almost like it's more like an internal noise, right? Perhaps it's like this internal agitation that is moving you because there is this push from the universe, right? It's like spirit is now just, it's almost like if this is the beginning, it's almost like if you didn't have this big push, you wouldn't leave this comfort zone or this inertia, right? It's like inertia here in this plane is so big that it's needed this big push. And I feel like it's happening for both, right? Because yes, I was seeing this Page of Cups first as another person, which I feel like you're completely unaware of, because that's the thing, right? That's the thing that I'm still unsure about, because I'm not being given much about this other person, especially with the cards that are coming next. But the feeling intuitively that I'm getting is that there is somebody else out there, or, and I want to say there is more than just one, right? It feels like there are multiple ceilings at the moment, right, that are being shoved by the universe into the world, right? Into the world, because the journey has started. It's almost like, and it's not that that you are, you know, taking the first step. It's almost like the journey has begun, but it's almost like now it's this big push, right? It's like now there is something, it's almost like there is this mission, I want to say, there is this there is something to be delivered, right? However you want to look at it, it's like there is something that you're carrying within, as much as they are, whoever they are, right? It feels like this general collective, I want to say, right? But it's like it feels like beginning a new cycle in a sense, but for it's coming through as like for an old purpose. I don't know exactly what this means right now. It's almost like there's still, it's like just the beginning of, you know, the pieces of this puzzle, which is interesting because it's now reminding me of the last reading for Aquarius, or maybe the previous, that was a new piece for an old puzzle, and that feels something that could make sense here, but we're going to get there. So anyways, as I said, this card was being shown at first, or at least I felt it like somebody else, not you. But the more the cards progressed, right? And maybe you'll see this here. With the Magician coming after the Page of Cups, I feel like these are two moments where there is some sort of interference, or like defining moments where the universe plays a bigger role, or, you know, shows itself more clearly in a way that you feel the intensity of its intervention, right? So here it's like, it's almost like this push in terms of you find this divine inspiration for something, but that it's becoming like this agitation, perhaps like anxiety, right? Anxiety to just move, to just go for it, but also like to know the importance and the significance of this moment, right? And so whenever it comes to emotions, right? Because now this card, you know, because of the other cards, the Page of Cups turned into your own self. It's like, but another aspect of this journey for you, or at least another aspect of how you're feeling about this journey, right? And I want to say, Pisces, it's almost like it's coming for you, but it's like, this is not just you, right? This is not just an individual experience, I want to say. It is pretty much individual, and you are the one going on this new journey. But I feel like this is just more people out there are going through this, right? Very clearly, like knowing that they are on a new journey because they have something inside of them that is very, very important and significant that they're carrying, right? I'll just leave it at there because I'm not receiving much. It's almost like you don't need to know much apart from that right now, right? Otherwise it would be too chaotic, right? And that's exactly what is already too loud. So it's like the piece of information that you already have, it's like, in order not to confuse you or to overwhelm you, especially emotionally, right? It's almost like you're being protected from it. Because with this Magician, what I saw when I saw this card was like somebody placing this hat of the Magician over your head, but because you're just a page, right? Or you're just being symbolized here as a page, it's almost like, you know, putting, you know, your father's hat, right, when you're a child, and it's so big, right, that it covers your eyes, right? So this is what I'm seeing. It's like there is this bigger hat, right, that is being placed on top of your head, where what is not needed for you to see, you're going to be prevented from seeing, right? And this is actually really good because of the two cards that are coming next. So this is where, you know, it is like a little bit the windstorm that I was seeing for Aquarius yesterday, but with the Eight of Cups and the Nine of Swords. So this is, you know, the Nine of Swords being, you know, this one unique sword here in the center. This is why this Page of Cups was coming through more like you instead of another person, right? And I was questioning about that. So when I received the Nine of Swords, you know, because to me, so that's something that I should clarify. To me, the eights are numbers that are overlapping energies. So before the Nine of Swords came, when it was just the Eight of Cups, I was still having this sensation that, you know, these two pages are two people, right? You being the Page of Wands, and them being the Page of Cups, you know, especially because I was feeling some sort of like a heart connection, just resonance, right? Resonance that places you in the same situation or the same circumstance, or, and I don't want to say in front of each other, right? I'm saying like the same or a similar, very similar situation, right? And perhaps a situation that includes leaving behind something, right? Because of the meaning of the Eight of Cups. But it's just talking about, you know, when before the other cards came through, this Eight of Cups was talking about a interlaced path, right? Something that is meant to be, to resonate in the same vibration, right? But that's the thing, like, even from the beginning, right? Even when I saw the Page of Cups first, I didn't have this feeling of you knowing them. So it's not somebody in your life. It's not somebody that is, you know, a friend that is going through a similar situation, Pisces. This feels like an entire different person, right? Maybe a person that you really don't know, but it's going through a similar situation, and somehow you do resonate, right? At least energetically or emotionally, or, you know, if you were to meet this person at some point, right? Which I feel like it's not yet, and I don't know if it's ever going to occur because I'm not seeing that necessarily. It's just too open, right? And because of this Magician that is almost like blinding me, or, you know, you, it's blinding the energy. It's like the universe intentionally placing like a veil of magic, right? Because the things that are about to come through next, and I want to say like individually, right? Even though, you know, this could be a shared emotion, a shared experience, something that, you know, you and another are feeling, right? Are going through, but independently, right? In your own individual lives, right? And this touches both of your sources of inspiration, but also of like comfort and, you know, emotional safety, right? It's like, I don't feel, that's the thing. It's like, this Magician is coming through as the one who places the veil, right? Maybe the veil of illusion, right? But it's in order to cover the harshness, I want to say, of what this could bring if you saw it, right? Because I feel like I'm not having like a very uplifting sensation with these two cards, right? The feeling that I'm having, it's almost like things are going to get rough, or things are going to get like shaky or chaotic, or I'm trying to find like a lighter word, but it's not necessarily what I'm receiving, right? So I'm just trying to make it a little bit less heavy than what I'm receiving from these two cards. So, you know, perhaps there is some comfort in knowing that even though you cannot see that this is going on with another person or other people, just so you know that, you know, there are others out there that are going through a very, very similar situation as you, Pisces, right? But is like intentionally not made for you to see, at least not at this moment, right? Because this is where it gets like, it's, you know, something that started out as just your own journey into the world, or almost like what your mission is here on Earth, right? The World card very often, and, you know, lately is representing Earth, right? This planet. So there is like, you know, individual missions to be accomplished here on Earth, you being one of them, right? But I have the sensation that there are many out there just like you, right? And perhaps you're not aware of this because it's not the intention. You're not supposed to know them, at least not yet, right? It's just the feeling that I'm receiving. And so this World card, it's talking about like this more ancient, it's like this millennia type of cycle, right? So, or, you know, the journey of Earth, right? Which you are just now being introduced. It's like you're the late arrival for this party, in a sense, right? If we could see this as a party of sorts. I don't feel like it's so controversial, to be honest. It's almost like you're being you know, blessed, I want to say, by the Magician, you know, of not seeing the chaos in the world, but there's something out there that you're part of, that it's like there is this mission on earth that you're supposed to accomplish. It's like this journey of taking this motivation, of taking this seed that you're carrying, right? But maybe because it's like, it's just the beginning, right? The less you see, the better, right? It's like you're going to go through, it's like, it's almost like having a blinder, right? It's like you're going to go through places or through situations that it's like the more focused you are, it's like the less harm for you this will do, right? Or it's like the less this will impact over you, right? Because it's like, it's almost like you're supposed to go places where there are different types of scenarios, right? And this is also something that came through, I believe, in the Capricorn reading that was about protection, right? It's like honing in your protection, you know, when you are in a closed environment, and then when you were they were out there into the world where, you know, there were different kinds of vibrations, they were protected, right, by their own truths that was, you know, unshakable and unchanged by the environment. So I feel like this is a little bit what is going on, but it's almost like there is this, well, you know, this veil over your eyes, or these blinders. It's like, it could be seen as like divine protection. You know, some people say that ignorance is, you know, some sort of protection, or, you know, a way to alleviate the tension or alleviate the stress or the chaos, right? And so I feel like there is this bigger cycle for Earth that is in its conclusion, but your part in it, it's just beginning. So I know this is very, you know, controversial and abstract and still to be seen. It's almost like this is just the beginning, Pisces. And, you know, I apologize if this is also a little bit enigmatic or encrypted, because it is for me too. So anyways, I hope this was helpful in any way possible, because, you know, after all, you do have something beautiful that you're carrying, and, you know, it feels like something that is motivating to you. So I feel like you are already on this journey, right? There is no way out of it. And it's almost like, keep that excitement alive, right? That was basically the job that Aquarius had to do. So I feel like saying the same thing for you, right? Although for you, it's slightly different. So, and plus you are being blessed by this, right? It's like not seeing is a blessing right now, or at least for the near future, right? For the things that you're going to see. Okay, so I'm going to pull more cards for you, Pisces, and I'm going to pull also from the astrological runes in the extended reading. So if you want to join me there, I'll be happy to see you, and you can find the link here down below. If not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.